And Marcella calls me and goes, and I'm like, I trust her like craziness. I mean, I love her to the bottom of my heart. And so I said, okay. And so we had to move schedule around. We had to do some stuff, but needless to say, Anna can handle it. So since the last couple of days, I've had 2 sessions with him, and I bought his color light, and I bought his book. I'm going to try his cleanse, and I am blown away with the way my body feels and the way my spirit's always really pretty good. But anyway, he's just a blessing to all of us, and I so appreciate that he was brought to us by Marcellus. So I'm going to turn it over to him. And I kind of messed up a little bit, but I didn't really know what I was dealing with. But he should have been scheduled the very first day, so you guys could have learned and then utilized what he has available. But be aware that he can do Zoom calls and do his treatments, through a Zoom. So we do have an amazing gift here with us, and I'm going to turn it over to Tom.
Okay. Thank you very much. I wanted to say I'm so grateful to be here. And it's Marcella von Harding, one of my great friends and mentors, as I like to talk about her, and also for, bringing me to Judy, and also Jake here for doing some work for me as well. But getting back to Marcella von Harding, whenever I think I know something maybe more than her or new, I talk to her and she goes, oh yeah, I met that guy, or I read that book, or I've gone to the work. I go, but the thing is that's such a gift, because I've got someone who I can always go to and help me. And she always does. She always helps. She's right on top of it. So I'm grateful for that friendship. So I'm here to talk about a few things. I do a wide range of modalities. I was introduced to Stanley Burroughs' book, Healing for the Age of Enlightenment. This is it, and we'll get to that slide. It's the work that Gary Young, who was the creator and founder of Young Living Essential Oils, back in 1973, he suffered a life almost ending injury when a large tree fell on him and crushed him. He was not expected to live the end of the day. And 2.5 years later or so, Gary went on the Master Cleanse program, which is a diet of maple syrup, lemon juice, cayenne pepper, and water. And he did this for 256 days, intending to starve himself to death. He actually got up and walked away from his wheelchair. And then I think it was around 1980, he took his training from Stanley Burroughs, and I took my training in 1980 as well. And then the rest is kind of history. So in Stanley Burroughs' work, he had started actually originally working with color therapy. And color therapy is the shining or application of colored light on the body, and we'll get to that. From that point of me doing this work, I was approached to sort of upgrade Stanley's work, to change it. And I went, no, I'm not changing it. I just want to make it more clear, more simple, more readily available and understandable. And this is my book. So if we could go to the next slide here, this is my book. And the large part of the book is about this diet, the Master Cleanse or the Lemonade diet. It's been around since 1941. And I did it in 1979 to prove it would not work. It was quackery. I mean, just drink lemonade for 10 days or longer. I've had people in 10 days going to the cancer clinic, their leukemia gone. My first wife had cervical cancer, said we need to do a hysterectomy tomorrow or the next day. She did the cleanse. We used color therapy. I did some VitaFlex. She worked on the mental emotional issues. And we had 2 children, one child 9 months to the day she was diagnosed, and 11 months later, a second child. And that second child was 11 pounds, 5 ounces. She's still alive today and walking around with all of her stuff. If some of you might know Wayne Dyer, I met Wayne Dyer when he was dying of leukemia. He was extremely sick, put him on the cleanse. He did 20 days and pretty much cleared them up, got him to, I was talking to Vaughn about this. She talked to Gary, and then they called him, contacted him. In fact, Wayne Dyer called me and he said, Young Living sent me a bunch of oils and they want me to come to the convention and talk. And thing is, he won't do those things. He only works with his publisher. He said, should I do it? I said, yes, but on one condition. You'd say that I was the guy that signed you up. So anyways, it's this really simple program. There's a lot of misinformation out there. And I've written my book so that if you do it, you can get your best, easiest, simplest results. And if you're having problems, in the back of my book, and I've had people call me because they don't believe it, my phone number is there. If you're having problems, have questions. So I'm going to go to, if you go to the next slide, this is Stanley Burroughs' book, and which has got, this is the color star, and I'll get to that, but I wanted to talk a little bit because about the title of the talk is Mind, Body, Pets. And I'm going to just talk a little bit about how mind affects your body, affects your pets, affects your children, affects your car. As some of you have heard, or people speaking earlier about sort of quantum physics, quantum mechanics, your energy in the mind doesn't stay in the body or just in the brain. It extends out indefinitely. And the way you think affects the way you feel, then affects the reality that you, specific to that essential oil, is released in your body. It's just color therapy. An essential oil, do I have any here? No, it's just liquid light. It's liquid light. Isn't that cool? And so if you are deficient in, say, green, and you know what frequency that particular oil will emanate at, and that would be, say, green I know is frankincense. Put frankincense on, and your body will then, over a period of a couple of hours, will be releasing that frequency into your body. And not just affect, of course, on a physical level, but colors do also affect mental and emotional. Like the color yellow is the color of confidence and courage. You may go, well, I wonder, how does that work? Well, yellow also kills parasites and drives insects away, which leads to, I had one of my friends, her cat had ear mites, and she said, what do I do? Nothing works. I said, use a color lamp. She bought it. She had 8 or 9 cats. They took the color lamp, put it in her space where she had all these cats, and just had it shining down on a little bed. And the cats would take turns and go sit under the color lamp. Within a few days, ear mites gone. In fact, it was a few years ago, a woman called me up, said, my cat's got ear mites. Nothing works. I said, color lamp. Send her a color lamp. She had it for a few days and phoned me up, annoyed, just like, she said, this worked so quickly and so simply. Why don't more people know this? Everybody should know this. You're usually covered up, but you'll still get some effect that way. So if we can go to the color lamp. So this is about a 4th or 5th generation. This is the bulb in there is a 14-watt LED bulb. It projects about 14 to 1500 lumens of light at the spectrum of daylight. So it's about 4,500 degrees Kelvin, somewhere in that range, close to that. And that the filters you get, there's red, yellow, blue, violet. And here, here's the green. See how bright that is? And it's very small. This lamp will work anywhere in the world. You may need a different adapter to plug it into the wall, but you don't need a power adapter. You just need to be able to get it into the wall. So that's your green. I'll just do this real quick. Here's red. Here's blue. Here's violet. And some of the colors to make magenta, for example, you need red. And these spiritual colors are all very dark, but this is magenta. So when doing color therapy, this is a room that would be too bright. You can't do color therapy in a room that has sunlight coming in. It has to be reasonably dark. It doesn't be pitch black. I've watched TV and done it, and it works. The more skin exposure you get, the more effective it is. In Stanley's book, it'll say, do this color on this area of the body. You can ignore that completely of what part of the body, because the filters are so specific and accurate now, and the bulb's so bright, you just have to shine it on your body. Like you could be, like I say, I've been badly burned on my back and only shone it on my chest, and it works. You don't have to shine it on the specific area. Sometimes people do, doesn't matter. So I think, how are we doing for time? Am I at the end here pretty much? Okay, let's see if I have anything else here. I think, I was going to tell just one more story here. I had this doctor who had bought, one of her patients brought her the book, Stanley Burroughs' book, Healing for the Age of Enlightenment. And she had a color lamp, and she went into her office on Saturday, had the lamp there, had not even turned it on. She said, I was talking to one of my clients and looking out the window, and my dog got ran over in front of me by a car. And I'm laughing because of, there's a story I had told Vaughn about this same woman, and the voice in her head said, use green. She went out, got the dog, brought it in, and she said, they're doing this in third world countries now and stuff, saving thousands of babies' lives, and they're using indigo, not even violet.
Right.
And it still works.
Well, so we
stimulates the appetite and aids digestion. After color therapy, I would, water, drinking water is fine. If you're on the lemonade diet, because it requires so little digestion, there's not a conflict there. But I wouldn't necessarily do color therapy and then go sit down and eat a meal unless I had done yellow.
Is that because the blood's working in focus there and it's not available?
It's like color therapy and digestion are similar processes. You're in color therapy is eating through your skin, and when you're eating, you're ingesting, from the inside out. Color therapy is from the outside in.
So in that.
To stimulate.
Yeah.
Dinner, they're always dark mahogany, dark green, darker, so they stay longer. So it does affect them.
Right, right. There's a couple other specific questions. Are the filters priced separately, or do they come with the lamp?
They come with the light. You can buy extra sets if you like. Yeah.
And then last question, the bulb that comes with the lamp, does it change overs, or do we need to buy each color bulb?
No, it's one bulb.
One bulb.
5 filters.
Got it.
Which will make all the colors, and it comes complete. The lamp is $54. And that's something that will last, should last for years without having to replace anything. It's so inexpensive, and yet it's purple. Guess what? Purple and turquoise are the same frequency. Purple is a spiritual frequency, and turquoise is the physical frequency. And that's why it works for that. So I will, so somebody's got to burn, I get the color lamp right away. And I can just, my wife right now, one day she said, I'm feeling a little nauseous. She was pregnant. I said, well, get under the color lamp. She goes, well, what color? And I go, come on, you have colors there. Classes have you sat in while I'm teaching? And I went, yellow. Oh, will you put it up? I put the yellow up. I said, get undressed. She gets on the bed, she gets undressed, she lays down, and this is not a word of a lie. 3 seconds later, she said, oh, it's already gone. I said, well, then get dressed and get up. Back to work. Like 3 seconds. And I'm not suggesting that every condition is going to be 3 seconds, but it's amazing how sometimes people will say in just minutes of being under. It's like I put an oil on somebody for some, problems they've had for years, and in a matter of seconds, just melt away for good. And what's happening there? It's color therapy. It's just, and it's just using a liquid form applied because I didn't have a lamp at that point. But I wouldn't even, at that point, wouldn't even use the lamp. I would have just the color, or I would have just used the oils, because I just knew this would be this. I did basil, marjoram, grand fir, and forgiveness. And but 15 years of pain completely went away. So after kind of a botched surgery. And that was it. Okay, thank you. I know we're getting.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom. Everybody online, we'll share Tom's information in the portal so you can access and ask more questions. I know there's a couple more coming in about the filters
Okay.
and things. What are they made of? Do you want to,
They're gels, they're plastic gels.
plastic gels. And then there's another specific one about photosensitive oils if someone's using it.